Benchmarking Apex Legends Season 7 on an i5-3470 on a Dell OEM 042P49 motherboard with 8GB of DDR3 running at 1600 MHz. The graphics card is an EVGA GTX 970SC. For storage, there is a 1TB SSD from Silicon Power. The power supply is a Thermaltake 500W, and everything is in the Dell Optiplex 3010 case. Anyway, let's open up Apex and get started. Alright, Apex Legends Season 7 on an i5-3470 with a GTX 970. Before we get into a couple games, I'm going to show you my spec set. I have it set at full screen because full screen always improves your FPS as much as possible. And 1920 by 1080 field of view, 110% as much as possible. That's going to impact our CPU. VSync off to get the maximum frame rate if it's going to go past 144, which I kind of doubt it. This is a 144Hz gaming monitor. We're at medium settings for 3GB. This is a 4GB card, but 3GB seems to work about the best. Texture filtering, trilinear, and then everything else is pretty much set at low, but more like medium. So these are medium settings more than low because there's only on or off or some stuff like that. Anyway, this is pretty much set all at medium, and yeah, let's get into some games here. Okay, let's start. Messiah Afterburner up there, so there we got all the specs. First one is real time, next one is minimum, average, max, 1%, and then 0.1% up there in the top left hand corner if you were wondering what that is. So the settings, first bat off, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anti-aliasing, this game kind of looks soft, and that's just because of these settings that I have it at. But once you get close, everything starts to sharpen up a little bit. I'll help my teammates. Is a little bit glitchy because of the internet. Sometimes there's weird things. Yeah, body shield real quick. Give me this.
Wow, looks like that was the last
Oh, never mind. They killed the whole team. Wow. What a meow. 131. We're sitting nice at medium. Honestly, I might try high settings next to see what that is. Just like in Watch Dogs Legion, I had changed the settings from.
Drag out.
Need to recharge my shields.
Giving my shields a recharge. I need shields. Trolling some colorful
Shield cell here. Shield battery here.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Yeah, that angle.
I'm taking shots. Reloading.
Yeah, wow. These guys surprised me so much. Just gonna stop it right here just for one game. That was the first game at medium settings. We're gonna try high settings next. I think we can do it because those were some really good stats. Alright, so I changed two of the settings. I changed, I didn't change the texture, I changed this one and this one. So now it looks a bit better with the far away objects now look a little bit crisper. But we're gonna see what kind of FPS. It seems like it's dropped quite a bit actually. It's gonna probably look like medium settings gonna be the best for sure. If it affects gameplay, that's not good. Especially on a 144Hz monitor, we want the most FPS as possible is better. Yeah, this ain't looking too good. I need a body shield. Give me that.
First blood. Good work.
Reloading.
No.
Reloading. Enemy down.
Enemy down. I killed an enemy. We killed the last member. Good work, team. Reloading. I need a knockdown shield.
Come on, bro. Okay. If you want it so bad, take it. I don't care. Well, now it looks better. It was really bad. I could barely see the people. I feel like that's the graphics, something isn't happening fast enough, and it takes a couple seconds for the textures to load in like that. It's weird. Now the reason I didn't change the texture quality to high for the 4 gigs of VRAM is because it says it's recommended to have 16 gigs. And we only have 8 in this system at DDR3 at 1600 megahertz. It's not DDR4, and it's not like high speed 3200 megahertz, you know.
Reloading.
Man, I didn't know they push up that fast. I feel like high is a mixture between medium and high is perfect settings for this game, honestly. This type of hardware. Ooh, good grenade right there. Is what is causing everything to look kind of blurry and fuzzy? I'm gonna turn that off and see what happens. That was it. That was making everything fuzzy. That it was like lowering the resolution to have a stabler frame rate. Well, I want to change this to trilinear and this to disabled. Yeah, there we go. Looks much better. FPS isn't too much.
I'm the jump master.
Too good.
This time.
Start this up a while. It'll probably get better as we get down closer to the ground, because then there's a less in frame. But yeah, now everything looks like way crisper, like you can see further instead of it being like fuzzy.
Danger, move. Getting shot at. Heal it up. Shotgun ammo. This won't hurt. Hold on. Enemy down. They spotted me. I'm taking shots. Recharging my shield.
But it looks better, and it was way... This is a much better playing experience, even though the FPS is a little bit lower. You can actually see the enemy.
Copy that.
Shall we? Aye. Shields recharging.
Reloading.
Reload. They got me. I'm down. Arcstar. Shoot at me. Grenade.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots. Reloading. I downed an enemy.
Bro, they need to fix the audio. What the? It's terrible. That's why I'm going.
Bomb bots are shooting at me. Got our power banner.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the best settings, not only for quality, but just being able to see the people before, you know, if I would have had these other settings, that guy standing at that door right there, I probably wouldn't even see him because it would have just been like a blurry blob. Yeah, having this off on lower end hardware like this is gonna result in a better playing experience because you actually be able to see the person. Now, it might be better to have it in the middle somewhere, just so you get that 15 FPS or something, kind of more stable, but then it's a little bit more blurry the further you are away. But either way, the i5-3470 it actually does a pretty good job. It's one of the GPU that takes pretty much the most utilization here, pretty much sitting in the high 90s and 100s, while the CPU is still pretty high, and it's definitely getting up there where the CPU could be a potential bottleneck for the GPU. But in this case, it's just utilizing both of them pretty well. In the graphics, this game requires more graphics, I'd say, than like Fortnite or something, where Fortnite is actually going to be CPU bottleneck. So it's interesting how different games require more of the CPU or GPU, and also RAM and stuff like that. But anyway, this has been an i5-3470 with a GTX 970, and you can see how it gamed, and hopefully this helped you in some way. And anyway, thank you so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in the next one.